Module 1, The Economic Story of Palampur. Welcome to the first module of our Class 9 Economics course. In this session, we will explore the economic dynamics of a fictional village named Palampur. Although imaginary, Palampur reflects the economic structure and realities of thousands of villages in India. This story introduces us to fundamental economic concepts by showcasing the way resources are organized, how people earn their livelihoods, and the importance of infrastructure and technology in development. Palampur is portrayed as a well-developed village that is connected to nearby towns through a network of roads. The village has electricity, schools, a primary health center, and other amenities that enable its residents to live more productive lives. The economy of Palampur primarily revolves around farming, which remains the dominant occupation. However, over the years, other non-farm activities such as dairy, small-scale manufacturing, and services have emerged, contributing to the economic diversification of the village. Farming in Palampur is highly organized and capital-intensive. Unlike traditional farming practices, the villagers of Palampur use modern agricultural tools and techniques. They have adopted high-yielding variety, HYV, seeds, chemical fertilizers, and electric-powered tube wells for irrigation. These advancements have significantly increased the productivity of land, especially during the Green Revolution period. The land is cultivated more than once in a year, and the majority of families are engaged in farming as either landowners or laborers. One of the major themes highlighted through the story of Palampur is the organization of production. Any production activity, whether it is growing crops or manufacturing goods, requires the combination of four key factors: land, labor, physical capital, and human capital. Land is a fixed resource in Palampur. With the village land fully cultivated, expansion of farming is not possible through increasing land area. Therefore, the villagers must find ways to increase productivity using the existing land. Labor is another critical factor. In Palampur, labor includes both skilled and unskilled workers who contribute to the farming process. Some are hired laborers who work on others' fields and earn wages, while others belong to farming families and work on their own land. The availability of labor in the village is ample, but due to limited land, there is competition for employment. This often results in underemployment or disguised unemployment, where more people are engaged in a task than actually needed. Physical capital includes the tools, machines, and infrastructure needed for production. In Palampur, tractors, threshers, irrigation pumps, and storage facilities form the base of physical capital. Families with greater access to these resources often enjoy higher incomes and better standards of living. However, the initial cost of acquiring physical capital is high, making it difficult for small farmers to invest. These small farmers often depend on loans from local moneylenders or cooperative societies to purchase seeds and fertilizers. Human capital refers to the education, health, and skills of the labor force. In Palampur, the literacy rate is relatively high and several children attend school. Access to healthcare through the village health center also ensures that the working population remains healthy. These factors contribute to enhancing the productivity of the labor force and demonstrate how investment in human capital can lead to economic progress. The use of HYV seeds has undoubtedly increased production, especially in crops like wheat and rice. However, this has also led to some environmental concerns. The excessive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides has affected soil fertility and polluted water sources. Moreover, the heavy reliance on groundwater for irrigation has resulted in the depletion of water tables. These issues raise questions about the sustainability of intensive farming methods and highlight the importance of adopting eco-friendly and efficient practices. Another interesting aspect of Palampur's economy is the variety of non-farm activities. Dairy is a significant occupation, and many families rear buffaloes for milk, which is sold in nearby towns. This provides an additional source of income and reduces the village's dependency on farming. Small-scale manufacturing units, such as flour mills and handicrafts, are also present. These enterprises often operate out of homes and require little investment. The services sector includes shopkeepers, barbers, repairmen, teachers, and transport operators who meet the daily needs of the villagers. The presence of transport services in Palampur is crucial for connecting it to the outside world. People and goods move in and out of the village regularly, enabling trade and access to broader markets. This not only facilitates the sale of agricultural and dairy products but also ensures that essential commodities reach the village in time. Transportation also helps villagers access education, healthcare, and employment in nearby towns. Ownership of land in Palampur is unequal. A few families own large areas of land and earn substantial incomes from agriculture, while many others are either landless or have small plots that barely provide enough for subsistence. These landless laborers often work on others' farms for daily wages. The wage levels vary and are sometimes below the government-mandated minimum wage, reflecting the economic disparities within the village. Credit plays an essential role in the rural economy. Farmers and small entrepreneurs often need to borrow money to meet their working capital needs. In Palampur, credit is obtained through both formal sources like cooperative banks and informal sources like moneylenders. While formal institutions provide credit at reasonable interest rates, not everyone has access to them due to lack of documentation or collateral. On the other hand, moneylenders charge high interest and sometimes exploit borrowers, trapping them in a cycle of debt. Technological progress and government intervention have a noticeable impact on Palampur's economy. The spread of electricity has enabled the use of electric tube wells and powered many small enterprises. Government schemes and programs have helped in building schools, health centers, and roads, thereby improving the quality of life. Training programs and agricultural extension services have educated farmers about better farming techniques and the judicious use of inputs. The story of Palampur teaches us that economic development is a multidimensional process. It is not just about increasing agricultural output, but also about ensuring equitable access to resources, diversification of employment, improvement in infrastructure, and sustainability of growth. The integration of farm and non-farm activities is crucial to generate income and employment for all sections of the population. One can also see how the lives of the people in Palampur are closely intertwined. The functioning of the economy depends on the mutual cooperation of farmers, laborers, entrepreneurs, service providers, and a government. A farmer may depend on a mechanic to repair a thresher, a teacher to educate his children, and a health worker to treat a family member. These interdependencies reflect the social fabric of a rural economy and the importance of every occupation. As we study Palampur, we also develop an understanding of how policies and programs affect real lives. For instance, land reform policies can help in redistributing land and reducing inequality. Access to subsidized credit can empower small farmers and entrepreneurs. Skill development programs can prepare the youth for non-farm employment. Environmental conservation measures can ensure long-term sustainability. In conclusion, the economic story of Palampur provides a comprehensive view of how a village functions and develops over time. It highlights the importance of the four factors of production: land, labor, capital, and human capital, and how they are combined to generate income. It shows the benefits of modern technology, infrastructure, and government support, while also pointing out the challenges of inequality and environmental degradation. Most importantly, it teaches us that real economic progress is inclusive, sustainable, and centered around improving the lives of all people. By understanding Palampur, we lay the foundation for studying more complex economic concepts in the future, grounded in the realities of rural India.